Here we are with management of Accuphase, and could you please introduce yourself to just to know your role in?
Yeah, I'm Mark Suzuki,
Okay.
the president of Accuphase. I'm joined Accuphase in 1981.
Okay.
Okay.
So it's a long time.
Yes.
And could you please pass the microphone to your colleague?
Okay, my name is Takaya Inokuma. I'm MD of Accuphase and I'm in charge of engineering and international market. I'm very happy to be here and I find a lot of music files and audio files in Italy.
I'm Tatsuki Tozuka. I'm in charge of European marketing. I'm a contact person for all the distributors in Europe.
So the first question we would like to pose you is that from the very beginnings with the Sonic brand back to in 1973, if I remember well, to the current Accuphase, more than half a century has passed. From your point of view, how does the market and especially the high-end market has changed during all those years?
Yes, it is a difficult question for me. The answer depends on what point of view of the high-end market, right? So the audiophiles' demand for high-quality music reproduction is getting higher year by year. So I think the high-end audio market has a big change over past 50 years
Okay.
into a very tough market for our manufacturers. So this is because the manufacturers must meet the audiophiles' high demand, right? So this is a tough market for the audio manufacturer.
Okay.
So meanwhile, thanks this market change, the audiophiles are enjoying music with modern, higher sound quality than 50 years ago.
Okay.
Okay, so if another me from 50 years ago came to my house,
Yeah.
I mean, Hollywood maybe Back to the Future thing.
Yeah.
He to be jealous the sound quality of my system. So this market change brought both challenging situations for us and very happy situation for audiophiles.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so the audiophiles are in a very happy situation now. This is my answer.
Okay. Are there different behavior from the European market and the Japanese, your domestic market? Are there any different patterns that is possible to recognize?
Yes, there is difference. The first thing I think is the Japanese audiophiles like pure class A amplifiers.
Class A
Yes,
amplifiers.
class amplifiers. On the other hand, European audiophiles, of course, like pure class A, but they tend to have more class AB amplifiers. So it's probably Japanese audiophiles are more conservative than European audiophiles, so they are chasing a bit more like tube amplifiers, or maybe some effect from the tube amplifiers have been continued from the past. Then our audiophiles in Europe are more like they like punch and the speed, something like this is a big difference that I first think about the change. Yes.
So it's a kind of a different approach, a cultural approach.
Yes, cultural approach, of course.
Speaking about Class A and Class AB, which are obviously your domain in your production, but maybe in the future, will it be possible to have a Class D Accuphase?
No.
So the question is, what do you think about this technology?
Yeah, actually, Class D amplifier is very good technology for amplifier. If you want more high efficiency, then if you want a small compact amplifier. But on the other hand, Class D amplifier is difficult to achieve the performance like Class A or Class AB analog amplifiers. Okay, because for example, we Accuphase pursuing the performance thing. So Class D amplifier cannot get over the performance of Class A, like noise performance, distortion performance. Those performance are very, very important for us to make the music expression and reverberation. So if you want to have the noise with Class D amplifier, you need to give up the distortion instead.
Okay.
If you want to have the distortion, good performance distortion, you need to give the noise performance. Very difficult to make it balanced.
Balanced, yeah.
But we have a lot of analog technology, and our Class A or Class AB analog amplifier can get extremely make extremely high performances.
Okay.
And these are very, very important factor for us. So at this moment, we don't. I can say that we don't make the Class D amplifier.
Okay.
Of course, but we have continued to study the possibility of the Class D amplifier for someday. So in the future, if we get a good result for that, we may be able to install the
So you are,
technology.
we can say that you are open to every technology, but the quality must be Accuphase quality.
Yes, that's right.
Speaking about your design approach, we see that you always make an incremental performance upgrades in every generation. Which is the balance that you use between measures and listening in the design process?
Okay,
Because I read on your website that listening is very important for your approach.
Actually, we take the performance first of all. Okay, after the products achieve the best performance than ever, we step to a listening session.
Okay.
So everything should be done. The technical approach first.
Okay, so first counts the numbers and then the listening.
Yes.
Okay. My colleague Giancarlo would like to know something about your volume control, because you are using what you call AAVA.
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 Yes.
Sorry, that's misspelling.
It's difficult to repeat.
Yeah. And because we saw that there are many other technologies, but why you choose that one especially?
Okay, AAVA is totally our unique technology. Okay, and AAVA stands for Accuphase Analog Variegating Amplifiers.
Okay.
Okay, and it is invented in 2002. Okay, the first model we installed that technology into was C2800, 2800. Okay, and I can say that normally the conventional board system using resistor, right, variable resistor or a fixed resistor to make the volume, okay, as you like, okay, but sometimes it's very difficult to make the performance higher, and that because register itself makes noise. Okay, the noise will amplify with the signal by the preamplifier and power amplifier. Okay, so the detailed information from the music source is lost by the noise and mask the noise. Okay, so we stop to use a variable resistor and fixed resistor, and instead of that, AAVA has many small amplifiers in it. It consists of many small amplifiers, and to switch it, the sound level is changing.
Okay.
So, of course, AAVA doesn't have the high impedance resistors inside. So, the point is, it can make a very high performance. It doesn't make any noise. Okay, at any volume position. So the sound doesn't change, the performance doesn't change at any volume position. It can make very smooth and precise music playback. Okay, and also AAV doesn't have a mechanical contact there, so it contributes to reliability as well.
Okay.
And so this is a very good invention, I guess.
Okay. And I have another question related to your DC-81 from 1986, which I think it has been one of the first DAC, separate DAC available on the market. And I suppose that at that time the idea was to connect it to the CD player, to the mechanics of the CD player. Nowadays you still have in your catalog a DAC, but I see that it doesn't have any support for streaming platform, so no Ethernet connection. I don't want to speak about Wi-Fi, but no Ethernet connection. So my question is, which is your position, your consideration of the streaming platforms? I'm speaking about the high quality, so Tidal and Koboots, and I'm not speaking about Spotify or this type of platform.
Since 1982, okay, when the CD came out,
Yeah.
The CD spread out one of the major music sources. And they spread very fast.
Very fast, yeah.
Yeah, so we started to produce a one-body CD player with DAC at the time. And on the other hand, still now there's many music files, audio files and music lovers which want to connect a lot of digital music sources like TV or the other digital sources. But now the new streaming things came out, can spread again. So we take that it's gonna be a very major, one of the major music sources as well. Okay, but at this moment, the music streamer is very difficult to adopt our philosophy. You know,
Okay.
the Accuphase takes a long time, reliability, and once you take the Accuphase product, you want to use our products for a long time. Okay, but now music streaming is a kind of computer thing. So
Yeah.
after 5-10 years, Okay, nobody knows which platform, which music services will survive. Okay, even those situations, we need to follow the customers. We need to follow the situation once we dive into the world, right? So now our position is that please take latest music streamer, okay, which other manufacturer, good manufacturer make, okay, and take that, but connect to our DACs.
Okay.
Okay, the performance and the listening sound quality are determined mainly at the DAC, AD, DA,
Yeah.
okay, things. So
So that's why you're using USB connection, let's say, to connect an external source like a streamer or maybe also a computer.
yes. So now we're watching what's going on about the streaming things and how do Accuphase adopt the situation.
So, okay, so it's not about the quality of the streaming platform, but about the reliability of the technology.
Yeah. That is very, very important for us.
Okay. Thank you very much for your time. We have finished our questions.
Right.
And please, could you say hello to our followers on our YouTube channel, which is called Audio 2G.
Thank you very much for watching this Audio 2G channel. We are so very happy to see that. So yeah, please enjoy this video clip.
And also, please, in Japanese.
In Japanese?
Yeah.
Okay.
For our Japanese, we hope for our Japanese audience, we will have the caption, the subtitles in Japanese. So,
このチャンネルを見てる、皆さんどうもありがとうございます。ぜひ、このチャンネルを楽しんでください。ありがとうございました。
Thank you very much. Thank you.
So much.